I'm going to give you two cases where a person is possessed due to their own fault, and two cases where they experience what are considered symptoms of possession without their own fault, due to no fault of their own. Number one, these are two that are not responsible for their own condition, whether it's diabolical oppression, obsession, oppression, vexation, infestation. Those that God occasionally permits Satan to harass. Take, for example, Saint Jean Vianney, Saint Gemma Galgani, Blessed Anna da Foligno, Saint Padre Pio, the servant of God, Luisa Picaretta, all of whom were attacked by Satan, some physically beaten. The purpose of their diabolical afflictions was due to no fault of their own. They allowed themselves to suffer to save souls, and God permitted Satan to be a means of their suffering with their consent. And their sufferings imposed by Satan purify them yet further and enable them to amass more merit by offering up their torments for other souls. In fact, there was a case I personally knew about when I was working with Father Gabriele Amorth in Rome of a daughter of a Salesian priest who was possessed. The priest couldn't help her. Father Gabriele Amorth, along with Father Monsignor Corrado Balducci and other exorcists, tried to exorcise her and banish the demons, but after several attempts, they were unsuccessful. So Father Gabriele Amorth went to Medjugorje to ask one of the seers to ask the Blessed Mother why these demons won't leave. And the answer that came back came from Vitska, one of the seers of Medjugorje, to Father Gabriele Amorth. She said, the Blessed Mother of Medjugorje said that only through many prayers before the Blessed Sacrament will these demons leave. Now, while Father Gabriele Amorth was doing an exorcism over, her name is Giovanna from Bergamo, Italy, city of Bergamo, sister of the Salesian priest. While Father Amorth was doing one of many exorcisms over her, he inquired in the name of Jesus, in the name of holy obedience, for the demons to reveal why they're there. And they said, she is a martyr and a saint. Through her sufferings imposed by us, she has saved over 1,000 priests' souls from hell. And that's why God allowed the sufferings to continue, you see. So in this case, God was allowing Satan, with her consent, to torment her. And through her offering up of these sufferings, however diabolical they were, she was saving souls from hell. Okay, that's one case. Another case where someone is not responsible for their diabolical affliction are those who, due to hexes, curses, evil eyes, spells, macumbas, fall victim to Satan's attacks. And one case was this woman I just mentioned, Giovanna from Bergamo. It was the result of a curse upon her while she was in her mother's womb from another. But the symptoms did not manifest themselves till later in life. Same case with Annalisa Michel, that they made the film about, entitled The Exorcism of Emily Rose. It was a true story. The film's about 80%, 85% true. The priests never went to jail, as the film shows. They were given time spent sentences, but she was freed shortly before she died from her diabolical affliction. But she was, despite being attacked by the devil, offering up the suffering for the salvation of souls. In these, there is no fault. They are victims, and they have come to accept and unite their vicarious sufferings with those of Christ for the salvation of souls. Now, there are two cases where people are responsible for their diabolical affliction. One, those whom Satan attacks who are culpable, who often expose themselves to bad persons and places, like fortune tellers, tarot card readers. Out of curiosity, they participate in seances, satanic rituals, blood covenants, or they invoke the dead. All of these practices put the soul at risk of receiving an evil spirit that won't leave, and even possession itself. I take, for example, the film The Exorcism, right? The famous film by Peter Blatty with the actress Linda Blair. True story, but in real life it was a boy. I went to the place where the exorcism happened in Washington, D.C. And I went to the stairs where the priest had allegedly fallen down at the end. And it was a boy in real life of a Protestant family. And the parents brought him to their local pastor, Protestant, and he had the boy sleep downstairs on a mattress on the floor. During the night, the mattress started bouncing with the boy on it. Now the mattress is on a concrete floor and it's bouncing by itself. The priest got so scared, and he and his wife told the boy to leave, to go back. And but the point is, this all started with a little boy, this possession, because he, out of curiosity, experimented with a Ouija board. Here you have a kid, out of curiosity, being possessed. Why? Because he's exposing himself to things he should not. A Ouija board requires that you communicate with the spirits that you don't know their source or their providence or their origin. And that's the danger, okay? Now, the question is this, and most people don't ask. This boy was not alone when he was playing the Ouija board. How come the spirit entered him and not the other mates? Because he was given a gift by God of sensitivity to the spiritual world that the devil sees. Some people are more sensitive to the spiritual world than others by nature. It's not something they acquire, it's a gift that God gives. And Satan saw that, and he availed himself of it. And he entered more easily into that board, and that's why that happened. Okay, now, another case of someone who was responsible for their poor plight of diabolical affliction are those that are responsible for their own condition that persist in numerous mortal sins, which can lead to diabolic possession. It is possible that the moment Judas Iscariot left the Last Supper, as the gospel states, at that moment Satan entered him, it was because of his repeated mortal sins. He was a thief. Even St. John the Evangelist said that. I had cases of young men and women with Father Amorth addicted to drugs who were living a life of crime and sexual perversion. And it is no wonder that some of the more difficult exorcisms involve women that have procured numerous abortions. This repeated habit of mortal sins disposes one to diabolic possession.